Hello everyone, welcome back to Ilium Biology, class number 28, and today in this class we are going to discuss about the differences between glucokinase and hexokinase. Are they similar? Are they different? And if they are different, what is the difference between the two? I'll discuss it today. See, first of all, I'll tell you where do you hear these enzymes hexokinase and glucokinase. See, these are enzymes which are used in the phosphorylation of glucose, that is the very first step of glycolysis. Now in some books, in the very first step of glycolysis, in which glucose is phosphorylated and it's converted into glucose 6-phosphate, in some books they mention hexokinase as the enzyme, but in some books, in other books they mention it as glucokinase. So what is the difference between the two? Now as you can see clearly, both these enzymes, hexokinase and glucokinase, are catalyzing the same reaction, that is phosphorylation of glucose, converting it into glucose 6-phosphate. But their structure is different. Now, these are enzymes and these are made up of proteins. That means they are basically made up of amino acids, chain of amino acids. So, the difference in the structure lies in the sequence of the amino acid. Rest, they both are same. Such enzymes are called as isozymes or isoenzymes, that is those enzymes which catalyze the same reaction but have got different structures, that is the amino acid sequence and the regulatory pathways or the regulatory mechanisms are different, but the reactions that they catalyze are same. Now let's go and understand the basic differences between the two. Now as the name suggests, glucokinase can act only on glucose, but hexokinase will act on different hexoses. Now what are hexoses? These are the monosaccharides with 6 carbons in it, like fructose, glucose, mannose. So glucokinase can act only on glucose, but hexokinase can act on different hexoses like glucose, fructose and mannose, and they convert them, phosphorylate them into their respective phosphates. Like when glucokinase acts on glucose, it converts it into glucose 6-phosphate. Similarly, when hexokinase acts on any hexose sugar, it will convert it into hexose 6-phosphate. It can be glucose 6-phosphate or fructose 6-phosphate or mannose 6-phosphate depending on the substrate. Now, glucokinase is found mainly in liver, but hexokinase can be found in all tissues of the body. This is the main difference, and why glucokinase acts mainly in liver, that also I'll discuss in a couple of minutes. Let's talk about their Km value. Now first of all, what is Km value? Km value is basically the Michaelis-Menten constant. See, any enzymatic reaction has got a maximum velocity or maximum rate of reaction. So what is Michaelis constant? It is that concentration of substrate on which an enzyme can achieve half of its maximum velocity. That substrate concentration at which an enzyme achieves half of its maximum velocity is called as Michaelis-Menten constant. Now this thing is very clear, that lower the amount of substrate required to reach the half of the maximum velocity, that means more efficient is the enzyme, more is the affinity of the enzyme with the substrate. So lower the value of Michaelis constant, more is the efficiency of any enzyme. So in this case, glucokinase has got much higher Michaelis Km value. That means glucokinase has got lower affinity for substrate, but hexokinase has got higher affinity for substrate. And how does that help? I'll discuss it right now. See, now listen to this carefully. This is the exact mechanism by which your body decides when to utilize and when to store the excess glucose and how to do it, and what is the role of glucokinase and hexokinase in it. See, in the very first step of glycolysis as well as the formation of glycogen, the very first step is the phosphorylation of glucose. Now, this glucose 6-phosphate has got two different kind of fates depending on the concentration of glucose in the blood. In the first condition, let's suppose the body is having low amount of glucose, Now in this condition, our body would like to convert this low amount of glucose. It will further undergo glycolysis to produce energy, because the glucose concentration is low in body, and our cardiac muscles, skeletal muscles and our brain needs a constant supply of glucose, that is energy. So in this case, glucose 6-phosphate will undergo glycolysis to produce energy. But in the second case, let's hope glucose concentration is higher in the blood. In this case, our body stores this excess of glucose in liver, basically in the form of glycogen. And this process is called as glycogenesis, and it occurs in liver. When does it occur? It occurs when the blood sugar level is high, that is excess glucose is present. But if glucose is deficient, then it would definitely undergo glycolysis to produce energy, to provide a continuous source of energy to those tissues which needs a continuous energy source, like brain, your cardiac muscles, etc. So the fate of glucose depends on the glucose concentration. Now let's talk about insulin. Insulin, we all know, is a pancreatic hormone released from the beta cells of pancreas. In case glucose is excess in body, then in such cases, let's say this is a liver cell, and this is the blood supply of liver. When glucose is excess in body, then in such cases insulin hormone will come into action, and this insulin will now transport this glucose or the sugar into the liver cell. This glucose, after entering the liver cell, will convert into glucose 6-phosphate and then into glycogen, and it would be stored as such. That's why we say that insulin reduces blood sugar level, because it transports the excess glucose into the liver cell. And now the difference between the glucokinase and hexokinase is very clear. First of all, glucokinase, as I told you earlier, that it is present mainly in liver. So whenever there is excess of glucose in our body, then glucokinase is induced by insulin. Insulin induces this enzyme glucokinase in liver. Insulin then transports this excess glucose into liver. Then glucokinase converts that glucose into glucose 6-phosphate and undergoes glycogenesis to produce glycogen. And that is the reason that glucokinase acts only when the blood sugar level is high, because its Michaelis constant is higher. And when there is deficiency of glucose in the body, that means the substrate concentration, that is glucose concentration, is very low. In such cases, even at low concentrations, hexokinase acts and converts it into glucose 6-phosphate to further undergo glycolysis and produce energy. So this is where and when glucokinase and hexokinase comes into action. Glucokinase can be induced by glucose and insulin, as I told you, but hexokinase is not induced. Then glucokinase acts only when blood glucose level is more than 100 milligram per deciliter, because its Km value is higher. So it needs higher amount of glucose to act, and then glucose is converted into glycogen. So that means glucose acts only when adequate glucose is present in the blood. But hexokinase, on the other hand, can work even at lower concentrations, so that glucose can be made available to those tissues which needs a constant supply of glucose and energy, like brain, cardiac muscles and skeletal muscles. So this is the main mechanism by which we can differentiate between glucokinase and hexokinase. But that's it. Thanks a lot for watching us. Stay connected with us for more such interesting video, and I hope your concepts regarding the difference between glucokinase and hexokinase is much clear now. Thanks a lot for staying with us.